Every home has certain days that remain unforgettable for a lifetime. But sometimes, hidden behind these beautiful days is a story that we have absolutely no idea about. And this story is exactly like that. A night that would change the lives of everyone in this house forever. At that moment, Sidra was getting ready in front of the mirror. There was an atmosphere of happiness in the house because today was her mother's anniversary. Little did Sidra know that within just a few hours, this happiness would turn into terror. Preparations had been going on since morning. The chefs were preparing the food and Sidra was helping them. Everything seemed completely normal. But Sidra had no idea that there was something in this house that had been waiting for this moment for 20 years. Preparations were going on, while Saim and Sidra were decorating the dining table together. They beautifully arranged the plates, glasses, and cutlery on the table. After setting the table, Saim looked over the entire arrangement and smiled. Sidra was happy too because everything looked absolutely perfect. After finishing the table, Sidra went away, while Saim went upstairs to call Zara. Saim was just walking through the hallway when suddenly he heard some noises coming from his mother's room. He stopped. For a few moments, he listened carefully. Then, feeling concerned, he walked toward his mother's room. When Saim entered the room, he saw that his mother didn't seem to be feeling well. She was standing in front of the mirror, and there was a strange look of fear on her face. Saim immediately asked, "Mom, are you okay?" His mother looked at Saim and, trying to compose herself, said, "Son, you go. I'll be there in a moment." As soon as Saim left, his mother slowly looked back toward the mirror. Suddenly, a strange, dark shadow appeared behind her reflection. Her face was instantly filled with terror. Saim was walking through the hallway when suddenly he heard another sound coming from his mother's bathroom. Saim walked toward the bathroom again. He opened the door and saw his mother standing inside. Saim immediately asked, "Mom, are you okay?" His mother suddenly looked at Saim angrily. "I told you," his mother said even more firmly. "I said, go! And now, no matter what happens, don't come back here again. Do you understand?" Saim kept looking at his mother. He couldn't understand why she was so angry. Saim slowly opened the door. Inside, Zara was sitting silently on her bed. Her back was facing Saim, and she was looking toward the window. Smiling, he asked, "Zara, aren't you ready yet?" But Zara didn't answer. Saim watched her for a few moments. Her silence seemed strange to him. He slowly moved closer to Zara and placed his hand on her shoulder. "Zara, are you okay?" Suddenly, a voice came from directly behind Saim. "Brother?" Saim immediately turned around. Zara was standing there. Saim stared at her for a few moments. Zara asked in confusion, "Brother, what are you doing here?" Saim's eyes immediately moved toward the bed. But where Zara had been sitting just moments ago, there was no one there anymore. The bed was completely empty. Saim's eyes widened in terror. But he became certain of one thing. Nothing in this house was normal. Zara looked at Saim and said with a slight smile, "Brother, shall we go? Everyone is waiting for you downstairs." Saim said nothing. He simply looked at the empty bed one last time and then walked out with Zara. Meanwhile, Sidra had gone away. Sidra came to drink some water. She had just filled a glass when suddenly the glass slipped from her hand and shattered on the floor. "I need to clean this up quickly, otherwise Mom will be angry with me." Sidra was cleaning up when suddenly she heard the sound of dishes falling. She turned around. Plates, glasses, and other things were falling to the floor all by themselves. Seeing this, Sidra screamed loudly. Hearing Sidra's scream, Saim and Zara came running. Saim anxiously asked, "Sidra, who did this?" Sidra replied, trembling, I don't know." But what Sidra had witnessed was only the beginning. Mom slowly looked toward the corner, and the fear in her eyes grew even deeper. Because there, for just a moment, the same dark shadow appeared again. Mom blinked, and the shadow had disappeared. But Mom knew, it's back. We need to clean all of this up quickly. Dad is coming soon. Hurry up, everyone, start cleaning. Dad is here. I'll open the door. Everything looks so beautiful today. Sidra prepared all of this. I did all of this for you guys, but I don't know why. Mom seemed a little nervous. A little while later, Everyone gathered around the cake. Grandma, Saim, Zara, Sidra, Mom, Dad, and Uncle. Everyone was there. Everyone happily cut the cake, and the sound of laughter filled the house. But suddenly, Sidra's eyes fell behind her mother. A dark shadow was standing there. Sidra nervously pointed toward it. Mom immediately gestured for her to ignore it. Mom looked extremely worried. Mom grabbed Sidra's hand and quietly whispered, "Help me." Sidra couldn't understand what her mother was so afraid of. Then suddenly, screams started coming from somewhere nearby. Everyone immediately ran toward the sound. Sidra and Mom remained standing there for a few moments. But the screams forced Sidra to go there too. Sidra also ran there. But the moment she looked inside, she froze. The scene in front of her eyes was something she had never even imagined. There was blood everywhere on the floor. But whose blood was it? To find out, watch the next episode.